Right, we're back, and last time we were here we learned about check and checkmate, and I really hope that you had a couple chance to play a few times, getting comfortable with the check and checkmate and using all your pieces to get into those positions. Now, today we're going to learn about the third option, and in this option, it is called stalemate. And stalemate is when you have your piece and you're in a position where you have no option of moving. And if you're only have a few pieces like this king, well, white right here has only one king, this is your best option. So let's say black moves their queen here to try to trap the king. However, it will prove to not be a very good move since the blacks can't touch. And remember, you can't touch the king, so the white king is actually trapped here. You can't get close to you can't get close to kings because you can't put yourself in check. And right here would put yourself in check. So if you moved in these two pieces, that wouldn't be places that wouldn't be good. And then again, the black queen will go here, so you can't move into this piece or this piece again, and you can't move in either one of these pieces right here. So essentially, the white is not in check and is not in checkmate and is trapped. So you can't. So technically, you can't put yourself in check. You can't put yourself into that position. So no matter where the white would move, it would be in check. So this is like the king is trapped inside a little bunker in a cave somewhere and is not caught. And this would be a tie. So if you were in this position, this is a tie. No matter, even though black has more pieces, white has now tied, and it's very difficult, especially when you're first starting, to see this and try to avoid this. So if you are the one with fewer amount of pieces, this is what you would want for towards the game, so that your opponent, it's not all lost. Your opponent can't win. So let's say that you have one more piece here. The queen again the black again put their queen right here, trying to trap the king from moving anywhere. However, the king can't move anywhere, but you do have one white pawn, and this white pawn can move. So if his whites move, white can move that white pawn. And let's say black then on its turn would probably move right here. Now this would be a good move because, again, you can't take this queen because you can't get close to the kings. So this queen is trapped, and you can't move into any of these other pieces because they are blocked by the queens, and so you are in checkmate. You have no other moves to get out of that. So that would be a good option for that. But let's say you're back and you're in this position once more. This is another way to get stalemate. Your king again can't move anywhere. However, you have your pawn. But if you move this pawn, if you move your pawn, the pawn is now trapped by this bishop right here. So this bishop is put that in check. So now you are, again, you can't put yourself in check. So if you move this pawn, you are in check. You don't want to put yourself in check. So you have technically no moves without putting yourself in check. So this again is stalemate. And this again is good for white because white would probably lose this game, meaning since the black has the bishop and the queen. So again, if you have the fewer pieces, you want to get yourself into this position. So the best thing for black to do is try to find a way to put the into white into a position where there's no way that the white can be trapped and you have captured him. So this is your ultimate goal. So again, it's a shorter lesson today. So we're gonna take this, continue trying to play chess. We're gonna talk more about different techniques on how to get your opponent in check or checkmate later. So use this, and you have those three ways to end. If you have few pieces, you want to try to aim for getting into a stalemate, and otherwise, you want to try to get your opponent in checkmate. Good luck and have fun.